there's certain exercises, certain movements that a lot of guys think are fundamental. There's these fundamental bodybuilding exercises and you gotta do them. No matter what, you gotta do these exercises. But actually, in a lot of cases, there are better options and they're not the most intuitively obvious. So I'm going to take it through 4 exercises that people will tell you are fundamental, that are the best exercises, but actually they're not, and there are much better options. And the first one is going to be probably going to surprise a lot of you. If you've never heard me speaking before, never heard me talk about this stuff before, the first one's going to surprise you because it's the flat barbell bench press. And it's like the fundamental chest exercise, but I'm telling you that it's actually not the most effective way to hit your pecs. So EMG tests, electromyography tests, have found that it's actually a decline dumbbell bench press that will recruit most muscle fibers in your pectorals, not a flat barbell bench press. And the difference is actually quite a big difference. A flat barbell bench press will recruit roughly 84% of the pectoral muscle fibers, okay? But a decline dumbbell bench press will recruit somewhere in the order of 93%. So that's quite a lot. And when you're a natural trainee, when you don't have awesome genetics and you're not taking drugs, you gotta do pretty much everything right. You gotta do everything as perfectly as possible. Your training and your diet, always getting your protein in, always getting your calories in, never skipping workouts, never skipping going to the gym, and always doing the best exercises. Now, I'm not telling you never to do a barbell bench press. I'm not telling you not to do it, but I think you should prioritize a dumbbell decline bench press. And actually what you should probably do is to begin your workouts in a decline position, your chest workouts in a decline position with some dumbbells, then work up to a flat position and then end your chest workout in an incline for the upper pecs, okay? So begin on a decline, then flat, then an incline. And it wasn't just those 2 exercises, by the way. They tested, I think, like 7 different chest exercises, and the top one was a decline dumbbell bench press. And that's what I do mostly these days. So I'm just telling you to prioritize it above other ones. You can still do your bench press, but at least begin your chest workouts with a decline dumbbell, and you'll definitely feel the difference, okay? Number 2 is hitting your biceps. And you'll see a lot of guys, a lot of girls doing alternate dumbbell curls. So they've got a dumbbell in this arm, one in this arm, and they'll hit their right arm while your left arm is resting, and then the left arm while the right arm is resting, right? So it's alternate. Doing just regular dumbbell curls is actually more effective, and here's why. When you're doing, say, your right arm and your left arm is resting, you're taking the constant tension off the left arm, and when you take the tension off, you've lost the recruitment of those muscle fibers, and you always want to keep as much constant tension on the intended muscle as possible. The intended muscle in this example is the biceps. So if you want to maximize, absolutely maximize muscle fiber recruitment, it's better to just keep going. No rest, no alternate dumbbell curls, but just one after the other. This is also going to help maximize something called metabolic stress. So you're going to help maximize the recruitment of the muscle fibers in your biceps, the metabolic stress levels, and all of these things equals higher levels of protein synthesis. And protein synthesis is just a fancy way of saying stimulating new muscle growth, okay? Okay, so number 3 is calves, working your calves. And everyone, me included, everyone has a really hard time building the calf muscle. It is difficult, but if you're prioritizing a seated calf raise over a standing, you're doing it wrong. You should actually be prioritizing standing calf raises if possible. If your gym has a standing calf raise machine, or even at a Smith machine you can do standing calf raises, do those first. And the reason is that the calves are actually composed of 2 muscles. There's the soleus and there's the gastrocnemius, it's called. And when you think about your calves, when you imagine you can see this muscle, that's what you're thinking of. You're thinking of the gastrocnemius. You're not thinking of the soleus. The soleus is at the bottom and kind of underneath the gastrocnemius. When you think of a calf muscle, you're thinking of that big gastrocnemius, and a standing calf raise hits that muscle. So that's what you want to prioritize. Yes, you can still do seated calf raises, but do them after your standing calf raises. The standing calf raise is much more effective at actually working the bulk of your calf muscle. Okay, so fourth and final is the hamstrings, the back of the legs. There's a number of really good options here. Like, you need to be doing squats or leg presses, and you got to be doing stiff leg deadlifts. Really awesome exercise. Leg curls are also really good. That's an isolation exercise, but actually a standing leg curl has been proven, again by EMG tests, just scientific fact, a standing leg curl is much more effective than a lying leg curl. So if your gym has the equipment, if it's possible for you, use the standing leg curl machine as opposed to doing it in a lying position. And the reason's kind of obvious. When you're in a standing position and you do a leg curl, you gotta fight to get it up there. You gotta really fight against gravity to get there. And when you get it to the top of the rep, you gotta really fight in that position. That's where you get the most muscle fiber recruitment in the hamstrings. So it's just obvious, it's just science, it's just biology, it's just the way it is. So if possible, substitute those lying leg curls for standing leg curls. Much better exercise. Okay, so quick recap. You want to prioritize decline dumbbell bench press for the chest, prioritize standing calf raises instead of seated calf raises, prioritize regular dumbbell curls instead of doing it alternate dumbbell curls, and also, if possible, do your leg curls in a standing position. Okay, so I hope that was helpful. I hope you got something out of it. I hope you enjoyed it. Go ahead and subscribe, because I'm going to start doing a lot more videos in future, guys, and crack that little bell. There's a little bell icon. Crack it. So whenever I do a video, you'll get a notification to come watch it.